The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Irojak. In this edition, policeman in Waigani shooting arraigned, 1.5 million kina to refurbish TVWAN PNG medical ship, and PNG upsets Australia team in cricket invitational. Augustine Kimbut, the police officer who was charged with willful murder for the death of 29-year-old Sandy Purell from Mendi, Southern Highlands Province, appeared before the Waigani Committal Court today, where he was arraigned. Following the shooting of late Sandy Purell on the 25th of May 2025, Kimbut was remanded at Baroko Police Cell and appeared for arraignment today. Waigani Committal Court Magistrate Paul Purini read out his charge. He was charged mid this month for willful murder under Section 229, subsection 1 of the Criminal Code. A warrant of remand was then issued for Kimbut to be transferred to Bomana, where he will be remanded. The case was then adjourned to July the 22nd, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. for mention. A groundbreaking initiative is putting Papua New Guinea at the forefront of sustainable development with the launch of the country's first ever resource recovery center. The project is being delivered under a unique partnership between Australia's Incentive Fund and local environmental leader TWM Group.
Papua New Guinea has taken a historic step toward a cleaner and greener future. In a landmark move, the PNG-Australia partnership has launched the construction of the country's first resource recovery centre at Roku, outside Port Moresby. The 23.6 million kina project, jointly funded by Australia's Incentive Fund and TWM Group, is the first time in the fund's 25-year history that the private sector has been directly engaged alongside government.
First time the Australian and PNG governments have partnered directly with business to deliver an incentive fund project. This resource recovery centre is a 50-50 public-private partnership between the incentive fund and, of course, Total Waste Management. And it's happening in 2025. I don't know if anyone knows if anything's happening in 2025, but PNG's 50th anniversary is clearly at the top of my mind. So I'm calling this a 50-50 for 50 partnership. How's that sound?
Once complete, the facility will recycle up to 40,000 tonnes of waste annually, transforming plastic, construction debris, and more into reusable materials and green jobs.
A future that our children and grandchildren will enjoy freely. Therefore, we have to chart the path today for that to happen, and today's event is a powerful symbol of that vision coming to life. The RRC is Papua New Guinea's and the Pacific's first fully integrated waste management facility. It represents a bold shift away from traditional waste disposal towards a circular economy model, one where you recover, repurpose and recycle instead of discard.
The centre is expected to generate over 7,000 tonnes of recycled materials per year and create more than 20 green jobs, especially targeting women, youth and persons with disabilities.
We know Incentive Fund has been supporting critical infrastructure development in our country over the last, I think, starting 2000 and onwards. They've invested almost 700 million kina to the social sector, health and education, research, science and technology, market development, as well as supporting universities. And I think this is one of the first of its kind this initiative is supporting. We're branching out from the public domain into partnering with the private sector, and Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, this is the first on our record in the Department of National Planning for such an initiative.
More than just a waste facility, the center will support green entrepreneurship and educate communities on sustainable practices, ensuring a cleaner, healthier future for generations to come. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
In what's being hailed as a bold step towards sustainable innovation, Papua New Guinea will soon have its first fully integrated resource recovery center. But beyond infrastructure, the project promises to transform how the country sees and handles waste.
It's a game changer for Papua New Guinea's waste management sector. A 23.6 million kina joint investment between Total Waste Management Group and the Australian government will soon become the country's first resource recovery centre, with innovation and sustainability at its core. TWM Group CEO Michael Chan Jr. says the facility is more than just a recycling plant. It's a vision for a better PNG.
At the heart of the Resource Recovery Centre is a commitment to changing how we view and manage waste. Rather than discarding it, we are building a system that transforms it into jobs, into materials and into knowledge.
The new site in Roku will divert up to 80% of its intake from landfills and repurpose over 7,000 tonnes of waste into resources for agriculture, construction and manufacturing.
The Resource Recovery Centre will be a vital cog in realising TWM's long-term vision of delivering the country's first fully integrated waste management system here at Roku in the heart of Hirikoari district of Central Province. It will represent a bold shift from the traditional waste disposal toward a resource-focused model that promotes resilience, efficiency and climate action.
The facility is not only set to reduce environmental pollution, it also paves the way for over 20 new green jobs and empowers local communities through programs such as Cash for Scrap and waste collection services.
This project, for me, is another great example of how the incentive fund is supporting the priorities of the Papua New Guinean government and also its communities.
As the nation gears up for its 50th year of independence, this 50 for 50 partnership proves that sustainability, innovation and inclusive growth can go hand in hand. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Oktedi Mining Limited is working closely with the Rumginai School of Nursing to enhance students' clinical training. A memorandum of agreement was signed between Oktedi and the Rumginai School of Nursing in April to effect this collaboration. The agreement will enable students to do practical training at the Tabubil Hospital to gain more hands-on clinical experience. Manager Health Services for Oktedi, Raymond Singamis, said Tabubil Hospital is a Level 5 facility and services the Oktedi workforce and patients from the surrounding communities. Therefore, students doing their training will enhance their capacity building and theories learned in the classroom. He also highlighted the current upgrade of the hospital, including specialist services that they have specialists in surgery, obstetric, general clinic services, pediatrics, and internal medicine. This is TV1 News. After the break, MAF reaches remote part of PNG and TVWAN medical ship refurbishment.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Tell him shorty come get in it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Welcome back. Electing good and capable leaders in the upcoming LLG elections is crucial for strengthening ward governance and achieving tangible results in key result areas. Kombiu LLG manager Nereus Gogor highlighted this during an election awareness and candidates forum at Rabuana Original yesterday. His statement comes as voters prepare to head to the polls to elect new leaders for their wards and LLGs. He encouraged voters in Kombiu to vote for good leaders who will be able to work closely with his LLG administration to effectively address the 9 strategic result areas: health, education, DPI, economics, social infrastructure, lands and village courts, and disaster management. Mr. Gogor urged voters to carefully consider their choices and elect leaders who will prioritize the needs of their communities. By doing so, wards can benefit from effective governance, improved services, and sustainable development. He also cautioned voters against selling their votes and stressed on the importance of making informed decisions when voting. In a remote and near-forgotten corner of Papua New Guinea, the community of Sisamin has now started to see change. Through Mission Aviation Fellowship, the community are transforming through flights, faith, and education. Sisamin is located on the Okom River and close to the borders of East Sepik, West Sepik, Hela, and Enga provinces. Sisamin is indeed isolated. Mekat Matthias from Oksapmin, a seasoned primary school teacher, said it's a miracle that God had sent Mission Aviation Fellowship to serve these remotest parts. Mekat, who is a passenger of Mission Aviation Fellowship, shared that Sisamin was like the back page of Papua New Guinea, but since the late 60s. things have started to change because MAF has brought services there. It is confirmed that MAF is the only plane that arrives there and serves them. Most of the people are now educated and are Christians. Their values are very high, and there are now different types of churches in the area: Baptist Church, Revival Church, and Seventh-day Adventist Church. Having lived and worked in remote mountain areas, Mekat speaks from experience and deep gratitude. Mekat shared that he is privileged to speak on MAF, which has been in the country for 70 years. With the country's rugged terrains, the rate of mothers dying in rural areas is high, he said. If MAF didn't come, he believes the population of Papua New Guinea might have decreased, particularly among mothers giving birth in remote areas. Mekat ends with a heartfelt plea: please don't let us down, especially in serving the remotest parts of Papua New Guinea. A community in Gulf Province has carved a 516-meter airstrip to bring in services for their community. After years of hard labor with nothing but hand tools and prayer, the remote village of Moka now has a viable link to the outside world. After completing the first landing on the grass airstrip, MAF pilot Brandon Van Saan shared that the community used sticks and shovels and began with a small clearing that looked like a good flat land and worked from there. Now, about 6 years of hard work later, the jungle transformed into an airstrip. This extraordinary achievement marks a turning point for Moka, a village of only 300 people on the banks of the Turama River, previously accessible only via days-long journeys on rivers and through the jungle. TVWAN PNG medical ship was presented with a check of 1.5 million kina today by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Justin Kochenko, on behalf of the government of Papua New Guinea, towards the cost of the ship's refurbishment in the Philippines in the next few months.
TVWAN PNG medical ship has provided health and medical assistance and training to a number of coastal provinces over the years since 2009, with financial assistance from generous donors, including large investor companies, as well as governments of Australia and Papua New Guinea and their respective agencies. Co-patron and former Deputy Prime Minister Charles Abel gave the opening remarks in welcoming the partners from the government of Australia and Papua New Guinea, and gave background of the funding that has been secured for the refurbishment of the medical ship.
So obviously this ship needs to be refurbished so its life can be extended and continue the wonderful work that it has been doing, and that's what this is all about. So thank you so much to all of you. I know the Prime Minister himself has been heavily involved, obviously through his wife, but himself directly as well. So we appreciate everyone that's been involved, and we thank the TVWAN people as well. Please continue to help our country, continue to extend services, continue to train our own health workers or help them in their training, and supporting young Papua New Guineans as well to help other Papua New Guineans.
High Commissioner to PNG, Ewan MacDonald, acknowledged the good work being done by the TVWAN, as well as the collaboration between the Australian and Papua New Guinea governments in carrying out health services into the most remote areas.
I also wanted to mention that last year, this particular vessel, TVWAN, has been able to support 18 outreach patrols. I hope my stats are right, 18, but delivering over 6,000 health consultations. That's a huge effort in 2024. But during that time, there was a lot of focus on women and girls, which is an important major priority of ours in Australia and certainly of my own personally.
On behalf of Marape-led government, Foreign Affairs Minister Kochenko delivered a part payment of the 4 million kina committed by the Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso last year towards the maintenance of the TVWAN medical ship.
And this ship will tell 1,000 stories, I'm sure, of all those that they have saved, looked after, and the miracles that have been done on this boat alone and those that have served on the boat during its time. So the government is fully supportive of this initiative. It always has been.
A 1.5 million kina check was presented to Mr. Abel by Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Tachenko, witnessed by Deputy Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister's Department. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Dashbash Enterprise Limited, through its subsidiary Dashbash Agro Farm, has reaffirmed its commitment to the growth of Papua New Guinea's livestock sector, unveiling 3 key policy proposals aimed at transforming the industry into an economic driver. During the Southern Region National Livestock Policy Stakeholder Consultation held in Port Moresby, company representative Mindu Karu said their recommendations, based on operational experience, could boost sector productivity by 40% and create 15,000 jobs within 5 years. The proposals include immediate interventions such as a 50% subsidy on animal feed, tax exemptions on breeding stock and medicines, and fast-tracked export clearance for certified farms. Long-term strategies involve building regional meat and dairy hubs through public-private partnerships and providing 5-year tax holidays to investors. The third pillar promotes stakeholder collaboration via a Southern Region Livestock Alliance to support smallholders. Dashbash says their sustainable practices align with government priorities and offer a replaceable model for national growth. And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2430 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2355 $0.3591 Australian dollars, $0.1971 euro, and 33.77 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, copra, crude oil and copper closed higher, gold, coffee and cocoa closed lower, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed lower. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG e Mia. Pine PNG made.
Finds Johnston. Johnston with some room to move. Alex Johnston. He kicks it again. This should be a try. Alex Johnston did.
It's an unstoppable rush. Taking that extra mile by pushing beyond the limit and making it happen. Fueling the passion for rugby and empowering the next generation. Feel the power.
is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you welcome, I'm come up community. You must also community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
You sabe tu olsem condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Police have shut down a thigh scam center targeting Australians. 13 people, including 5 Australians, allegedly ran the center. An investigation into the online investment fraud is continuing. Thai police said over a dozen foreigners, mostly Australians and British, were arrested for allegedly running this online investment fraud that had duped people out of at least $1.9 million. Jirabob Buridej, chief of the Police Central Investigation Bureau, at a press conference in Bangkok, said police raided a rental house in the province of Samut Prakan and arrested 13 people. He said the alleged scammers operated out of Thailand to swindle money from victims in Australia and potentially other English-speaking countries through online advertisements and phone calls to invest in long-term bonds with a promise of high returns. Iran's retaliatory strikes have left many in Israel fearful of further escalation. In one area of Israel where 4 people were killed, locals say they've been left exposed and unprotected from the missiles. ABC Middle East correspondent Alison Horn reports from the Arab-Israeli city of Tamra.
The grandfather of the young girls killed raced to the house after the strike to find their bodies.
Until this moment, I didn't understand the shock that happened. But I started to understand after the funeral ended and they were in the ground.
There's such a sense of grief and shock here, but also anger. People here have told me that for a village of 40,000 people, there isn't a single public bomb shelter, the responsibility of the Israeli government. And people here say it's because this is an Arab-Israeli village.
Near us there is a Jewish community of 1,000 people and they have at least 12 bomb shelters.
The Israeli government told the ABC there are plans to build a bomb shelter in the village pending financial approval. But for people here, it's already too late.
You see somebody from the government have been here? No. This is the difference, you know?
How does that make you feel?
Not good. Not good.
Pacific Island nations of Vanuatu, Tonga and Tuvalu are among 36 countries reportedly facing restrictions stopping their nationals from traveling to the USA. Pacific Islanders in the US and abroad have condemned the proposed travel ban, saying their countries aren't a threat. Vanuatu and Tonga's government are seeking more information about the proposed travel ban. Now, those living in the US and abroad are asking why Pacific Island nations were included on the reported travel ban list. The U.S. State Department on Tuesday said travel bans were a national security measure, and the Trump administration was considering restrictions for countries based on their security capabilities, rates of visa overstaying, and failure to repatriate nationals. Tonga's foreign minister is in talks with the country's U.S.-based officials, while the Vanuatu government said it is yet to learn the reasons it was included on the list. Commissioner Travis Lovett has finished his 500-kilometer walk across Victoria, marking the end of the Yuruk Justice Commission. Yuruk has been investigating the historical and ongoing injustices experienced by First Peoples in Victoria. We will go into
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Trace Urban is Trace's flagship TV, exclusively dedicated to the best urban music and artists. Trace Urban offers a unique mix of the most popular American, European, African, and Caribbean urban music genres. Trace Urban benefits from the power and musical expertise of Trace, which has endlessly promoted African music stars since 2003 on all its channels. Welcome to Trace Urban. We are urban music.
I'm Scott Lasaf, hunter, fisherman, and professional chef. If you can catch it, trap it, spear it, or shoot it, I can cook it. And I've cooked it all. Or so I thought. This is my journey to hunt down and meet people who cook the wild, weird, and hopefully edible. Look out, critters. You're about to become dead meat.
Rasa sayang. Please take me there again. Oh, baby, 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 I'd rather be black boy than to see you walk away from me.
Thanks for staying with us, and we apologize for the inconvenience. Commissioner Travis Lovett has finished his 500-kilometer walk across Victoria, marking the end of the Yuruk Justice Commission. Yuruk has been investigating the historical and ongoing injustices experienced by First Peoples in Victoria.
I'm here at Victoria's Parliament House, where an event's just been held to mark the end of the 4-year Yoorrook Justice Commission. The Yoorrook Justice Commission is the Aboriginal truth-telling inquiry in Victoria. It's been investigating the impact of colonisation, past and ongoing, for 4 years in Victoria. It's now the state's longest ever running Royal Commission. And to commemorate its work, Yoorrook Commissioner Travis Lovett has just completed a 25-day, 500-kilometre walk, which has ended here at Victoria's Parliament House. He's walked to try and raise awareness of the Commission's work, which wraps up formally on the 30th of June, but here with this celebration today.
I'm incredibly proud and honoured to be able to stand here in the steps of Parliament, where since 1856 this place has made decisions that have controlled and affected First Peoples' lives. But it's also the place where we can transform the future.
He was joined by some thousands of people on this last leg of his walk, including school children, and we are still waiting to see the final report of the Yoorrook Justice Commission. It's not expected to be released today, but will be probably most likely next month. It's expected to include more than 100 recommendations to address systemic injustices between the state and Victorian First Peoples.
3 Australians have been arrested over the fatal shooting of another Aussie in Bali. Indonesian police say the 3 used an elaborate escape plan. Police in Bali are continuing their investigations. 32-year-old Zivan Ramanovic was killed in the shooting in the early hours of Saturday morning, while 34-year-old Sana Ghanim was injured. Police say 2 of the alleged attackers made it out of Bali and were arrested in Southeast Asia on Tuesday, while the 3rd was apprehended in Jakarta on the same day trying to leave the country. Police allege 27-year-old Darcy Francesco Jensen planned the attack. They also arrested 23-year-old Melvert Koskun, and local media have reported that the 3rd suspect is Tupou Pasa. A Sydney mom is calling for change after being told her daughter would have to wait 5 months for a scan her doctor said was urgent. The 5-year-old needs sedation before a CT scan because she has an intellectual disability. Advocates say medical services don't do enough to accommodate people with disability, and it's taking many years of their lives.
Imogen's mum has tried everything to reassure her about having a CT scan, but nothing works. So the 5-year-old who lives with intellectual disability and profound hearing loss must be fully sedated for the procedure.
She is highly sensitive to sound and movement.
Worried about a growth in Imogen's middle ear, a specialist recently ordered a CT scan. Inika was shocked the next available appointment was in 5 months.
If Imogen was a typical 5-year-old, she would have had her scan and her doctor would have had the results within a week.
More than 450,000 Australians live with intellectual disability. Those needing sedation or support during medical procedures often struggle.
If someone can't undergo investigations, they may never receive the diagnosis and they have no chance of accessing treatment.
A recent Queensland study found people with disability were not being diagnosed with deadly conditions early enough. Many were not diagnosed until just before or just after their death. Imogen's mum didn't rest until she secured a CT scan under general anaesthetic for her daughter. The radiologist reported the growth had caused near-complete obliteration of part of her ear. She had surgery to remove the mass the following day.
It could have grown towards her brain and it could have just continued to cause more catastrophic damage in her head.
New South Wales Health has told the ABC it's committed to providing safe, inclusive and person-centred care to people with disability. Decisions to conduct imaging under anaesthetic or sedation are based on a patient's needs and done in consultation with a treating practitioner.
As employers move slowly towards greater inclusivity, Darwin Workability Expo offers people with disabilities the opportunity to connect with employers face-to-face.
For people with disabilities, this is not just another jobs expo. It's a chance to unlock a world of opportunities in the top end.
Think I haven't got the talent, haven't got nothing to do. So I'm proving myself and proving them how far I will make it.
Workers like Sean Melville, who has big dreams and is focused on his future.
And that's why I got into Boston filming industry, and I like it very good. I like teaching people, don't look back into the past.
The Workability Expo aims to help people with disabilities find meaningful employment, with 21 employers and service providers taking part.
It's really about just providing information so people can go away and make the decisions that work for them.
Those in the disability employment space say the benefits can be huge for both workers and businesses.
The benefits are creating a more accepting society. We're enacting change through filmmaking.
If you include people with disability in employment, you're learning different skills as well. So it's actually beneficial for everybody.
Finding work for anyone can be a life-changing experience, and that's exactly what this event aims to deliver. For job seekers with a disability, the path to employment can be difficult to navigate. But events like these are designed to change that, knocking on doors for those starting their career journey.
You're watching TVWAN News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Trace Urban is Trace's flagship TV, exclusively dedicated to the best urban music and artists. Trace Urban offers a unique mix of the most popular American, European, African, and Caribbean urban music genres. Trace Urban benefits from the power and musical expertise of Trace, which has endlessly promoted African music stars since 2003 on all its channels. Welcome to Trace Urban. We are urban music.
I'm Scott Lasaf, hunter, fisherman, and professional chef. If you can catch it, trap it, spear it, or shoot it, I can cook it. And I've cooked it all. Or so I thought. This is my journey to hunt down and meet people who cook the wild, weird, and hopefully edible. Look out, critters. You're about to become dead meat.
Rasa please take me there again.
Baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me.
Steph Curry has accomplished everything there is to accomplish on the basketball court. But Curry's aspirations in life go beyond basketball. For the past decade, he's been building a brand.
I wanted to kind of create my own entity that I could build true value, and hopefully that's something that'll be sustainable, when I'm done playing too.
It all adds up to Curry Inc., the business of Stephen Curry.
Welcome back. First up, the under-siege Queensland Maroons turned the tables on the Blues, leading 26-6 at halftime of a must-win Game 2. But now New South Wales is fighting for its greatest comeback in Origin history. It was a wet and fiery opening half to the game and a sloppy one too from the Blues as Jerome Luai sent the first kick-off the night out on the full. It was a very different result from New South Wales' second last tackle option, however, as Nathan Cleary forced an error from Kaylin Ponga, and while the Blues didn't capitalise immediately, it set the tone for a strong start from Laurie Daly's side.
Now, really unruffled defending their line so far, New South Wales. What have Queensland got? Toya, there's the try. It's the hammer. And he goes inside the top 10 greatest Origin. Front. Now Harry Grant sprinting. He gets it to Munster. Munster's got over. Off he goes to himself, Nathan. With a crook leg and all.
There's nothing wrong with the leg now.
Queensland here out the back. It comes. They've got over again. They're carving him up. Absolutely carving.
Line Harvey Norman replay. Just have a look at the combination. All Penrith players or ex-Penrith players combining to score that try.
Then the Luai, then the Mitchell. He's top. Oh, again! He's got three. The Blues are back at it.
Now once again, the
Through for Luai. He goes to the burn. It's a goal. It's a try to Angus Crichton. It's the greatest comeback in Origin history. It's 2 points the difference. From the dead again. We should have known.
The inaugural Pacific Oz Sports Cricket Invitational resumed today at the Mini Cricket Park in Port Moresby after a rest day on Wednesday. 4 national women's teams from Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Vanuatu, and the Australian Indigenous team participated in a vibrant display of cricketing talent. An official welcome reception was hosted by the Australian High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea, His Excellency Ewan MacDonald. The event was attended by representatives from the 4 participating teams, cricket officials, staff from the High Commission, and members of the media.
Pacific Oz Sports is an initiative by the Australian government aimed at creating opportunities for Pacific athletes, coaches, officials, and administrators to engage in high-performance training and elite competition. In his welcome remarks, High Commissioner Ewan MacDonald expressed his delight on hosting the participating teams and congratulated them on a successful tournament thus far. He commended the passion and competitiveness displayed by the athletes, which resonated his fond memories of playing cricket.
What also struck me on the weekend was the passion out on the ground, the competitiveness, if you like, of the players. And it reminded me a bit of my own time playing cricket, that it's good fun to get a few runs, and I saw a number of people do that, but also to grab a few wickets or even to take a good catch or to stop a fall getting through. And we saw all of that on the weekend, and it was a really interesting and enjoyable time to be at the game.
The High Commissioner emphasised the significance of the event in fostering camaraderie among the participating nations. He particularly acknowledged the participation of the Australian Indigenous team, highlighting the important cultural connections it represents between the First Peoples of both Australia and Papua New Guinea.
And to, I suppose, have the opportunity, as I saw on the weekend, of some of our Indigenous Australians representing Australia in this tournament, and the connections, of course, between our First Peoples and our land and water is very clear to all of us, and of course goes back through the Blue Pacific over a long period of time. So it was great for me to see that. Of course, I'm delighted to be hosting you today, to have you here to chat with you in what is PNG's 50th year of independence.
Furthermore, Mr. MacDonald noted that hosting this tournament is especially meaningful as Papua New Guinea prepares for its significant Golden Jubilee celebrations of independence on September 16. He referenced the slogan "Yumi Stop One Time," meaning side by side, which underscores the strong and enduring relationship between Australia and Papua New Guinea as articulated by Prime Minister James Marape in the Australian Parliament in 2023. Motukoita Assembly Chairman Dadi Toka Jr. also had the opportunity to give his welcome remarks on behalf of the PNG cricket team.
Thank you all for coming to Port Moresby. I guess from a tourism aspect, it's always wonderful to see women's sport take the lead in this. Always wonderful to see more women's sporting tournaments held here in Port Moresby.
On behalf of Cricket PNG Tournament Director Michael Harrison, expressed gratitude to Pacific All Sports for their support in making this inaugural women's tournament a reality. As round 2 of the tournament kicked off today, Harrison wished all the teams all the best. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
In a gripping encounter on day 4 of the Pacific All Sports Invitational Cricket Tournament, the Papua New Guinea women's team achieved a stunning upset against the Australian Indigenous side, winning by 2 wickets, 8 for 113 against 7 for 111 at Amini Park. This victory marked a significant turnaround after Australia defeated PNG in the opening round of the event.
The match proved particularly special as it fell on the birthday of veteran player Puake Siaka, who played a crucial role in the team's success. PNG captain Brenda Gaeta expressed her elation following the victory, stressing the momentous occasion for her team, especially in defeating a highly regarded Australian Indigenous side.
It's actually a special moment for us and a special victory for the girls. Knowing that we actually beat the Australian Indigenous, it's a special moment for the girls indeed.
Gaeta highlighted the notable improvements in both batting and bowling departments that had previously let them down in their first encounter.
Including my girls, my teammates, we were definitely confident going into play, and I actually have the belief in them. I trust them from myself all the way down to the youngest player, and I've seen them work really hard to actually come into this tournament. So having them to go out and play and represent the country, it's honestly a really special moment for us.
Looking ahead, Gaeta expressed confidence in her team's ability to maintain this winning momentum as they prepare to face Vanuatu and Samoa in the upcoming matches before the tournament concludes on Saturday. Kristen Carlson, captain of the Australian Indigenous team, acknowledged the loss but maintained a positive outlook on the tournament and the level of competition.
Yeah, it's been fantastic so far. A few tight games. Obviously, we just went down to PNG as well. It went right down to the wire. It's been really good so far. Yeah. It was actually a bit of a breeze today, which was quite nice. We were on a fresh pitch as well, which played slightly different, I think, than the other wicket. So just had to adapt to that a little bit today too. I think we batted fairly well from where we were in the power play. I think we were 3 for 20 odd, so to come back and score, that around 110, I think we were pretty happy with that. Probably just missed our lengths with our bowling today.
With their next game set against Samoa and Vanuatu, the Australian Indigenous team is eager to refocus and rebound from their unexpected defeat. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The inaugural Pacific All Sports Cricket Invitational has been hailed as a significant success thus far, with the second round of matches commencing today at the Amini Park.
Pacific All Sports Cricket Invitational Tournament Director Michael Harrison was impressed with the level of skill and potential for women's cricket in the region, adding such invitational is a step in the right direction to promote the women's game.
Look, it's been fantastic. It's the first T20 international cricket tournament for women ever to be held in the country, so it's been a great success, and it's been a great lead up to the World Cup qualifiers in Fiji in September for all the sides here, including Samoa and Vanuatu, and it's been a great challenge for all of them.
Harrison noted that this tournament serves as an essential lead-up to the World Qualifiers scheduled to take place in Fiji this September. He emphasized the importance of nurturing the next generation of players, pointing out that several under-19 girls have been featured throughout the tournament, successfully blending with the more experienced athletes.
So we've got a couple of under-19 girls have come through and a couple of new girls, and they're really starting to blend into the team, and that's what we needed on this lead up to this next tournament.
Harrison remarked that this is an historic participation for the Australian Indigenous team in the inaugural women's tournament, contributing to a strong competitive environment for the Pacific teams and setting a benchmark for future tournaments.
They obviously came to win. It's the first time the Australian Women Indigenous side has travelled overseas outside of Australia, so they were pretty confident, but obviously that first loss there is hopefully the other two sides can give them a bit of a shake-up too, Vanuatu and Samoa.
Looking ahead to the qualifiers in Fiji, Harrison reiterated the objectives for the PNG side, and he noted that the PNG team has retained most of its experienced players while also integrating promising under-19 talents who are performing exceptionally well in the tournament. In conclusion, Harrison expressed his gratitude to the Australian government and the Pacific All Sports Initiative for their pivotal role in organizing this tournament and making it a reality. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern, Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Alotau cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley becoming cloudy with evening showers, rain and thunderstorm. Banimo cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau and Kavieng, cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Buka cloudy with heavy showers, rain and thunderstorm. Highlands, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy with heavy showers, rain and thunderstorm. Ocean forecast. Coral seas, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck seas, seas moderate to patches rough with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots, increasing to 25 to 33 knots in the southern sector. Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG, Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Kerama, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai. Seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along the warning areas. And waters east of Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG, Indonesian border. Seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. That ends TV1 News. Thanks for watching. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by